All right, two. If you have a Trailblazer and say you go to the mall, right? Say your air conditioning works good sometimes. Just say you're on the way to the mall, the air conditioning's working fine, right? You go into the mall for 20 minutes, you come out, you get into the car, and you notice that when you start your car up, the air conditioning doesn't really get cold. It stays warm. But you notice that once you start driving down the road, the air conditioning starts to work just fine. It starts to get cool, and you don't have any more problems until the next time you stop somewhere. Say you stop over your side piece house, you get a little head, you come back outside, you get in your car, you crank it up, and the air conditioning's not working again. But once you get to moving real good, you notice that it gets real cold, and you're thinking, damn, I guess the car's so hot that it takes a while for it to cool off. In some cases, that could be it, or you could need a clutch fan, like I did one time ago. And I knew I needed a clutch fan because when I would pop the hood, you can feel a lot of air blowing off this fan now. I mean, you can feel the air here, all right? What happens is this clutch fan is not turning that hard. I mean, like right now, I can't grab it with my hand and stop it because it's turning too fast. But back when the clutch fan was bad, I could crank the car up, walk out here, pop the hood, and this fan, I could actually grab it with my hand and it wouldn't hurt because it had no resistance on it. Now, I mean, this clutch fan is like 3-4 years old here, but that's how I knew I needed a clutch fan. Now, you have some people who will say that the clutch fan has absolutely nothing to do with the air conditioning. Some people will say that. It's not true. In front of the radiator, right here, is something called a condenser. What that condenser does is, first of all, the AC compressor that's way down there, this is the hole coming from the AC compressor. This hole's right here. Notice it goes up to the condenser right there. This fan, okay, when the compressor compresses Freon, the Freon gets really hot. I heard something like 350 degrees. So it sends this hot ass Freon through the condenser, and the condenser is like a radiator. It cools down the Freon. Now, why they call it a condenser and not the radiator is because when you compress Freon, it becomes really hot and it becomes a gas. So by sending it through this condenser, it cools this hot ass gas down, and then the gas condense into a liquid. That's the reason why I call it a condenser. Okay, now, after the Freon cools down, it comes out of the condenser and it goes down here and it goes it goes down there and goes into the evaporator. The evaporator is a small radiator that liquid Freon. Well, actually, I think this thing has an orifice tube, or it could be an expansion valve. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's an orifice tube. What the orifice tube is, I don't know. But an orifice tube is like a restriction. Sort of like if you take your thumb and put it over a garden hose, you know, it speeds the water up and the water comes out real fast. Well, that's what the orifice tube does. And when it released that Freon, I forgot to say, the Freon is like 350 degrees when it comes out the compressor. The condenser cools it down. What temperature it is after it comes out the condenser depends on how warm it is outside. A lot cooler than 350 degrees though. So when it goes to the evaporator, and like I said, it has an orifice tube or an expansion valve, probably an orifice tube, and it sprays this cold Freon. Well, when you release the Freon, it freezes, and it hits the evaporator. It makes the evaporator freeze. And then the interior fan blows hot air across this frozen evaporator. And that's how you get air conditioning. Now, the Freon comes out of the evaporator into this, which is called a filter dryer. From my understanding, there's a bag inside of here that's got some shit in it that's supposed to like dry up the moisture that's inside of the Freon some kind of way. Then it comes out and it goes over here and it goes back into the compressor and it starts all over again. That's how air conditioning works. It works that way on Pintos, Mercedes, Jaguar, Lamborghinis, doesn't matter. It all works the goddamn same. They all have compressors, they all have condensers, they all have either orifice tube or expansion valve, they have evaporators, they have filter dryers. Sometimes they call these accumulators. Well, actually, yeah, sometimes they call them accumulators too. Sometimes they'll have a separate tank. Like on my Tahoe, I think it has a small separate tank about the size of a fuel filter. Also a what they call it, what I said it was, oh shit, I forgot what the hell I said it was, accumulator or whatever. But anyway, that's how air conditioning works, and that's the reason why my air conditioning didn't work until I got to moving. Also, this fan got so bad that the car started to run hot in the summertime because it wasn't turning fast enough to cool the engine. But anyway, I don't know how true this is. I heard to buy the clutch fan from the GM dealership, they last longer. That's what I heard. That's where I bought mine from. Pretty expensive, like $380. But I haven't really had any problems with this. Last year it did get kind of hot. And the engine didn't run hot, but it seemed like it was running warmer than it should. But it never ran hot. But anyway, this is Dre. And I hope this is helpful to somebody. And if you have any questions, comments, anything, I know y'all gonna let me know. So do that. I like the comments. By the way, this is the same fuel pressure regulator I put on probably a year or two ago. I don't smell any gas, so I guess it's working pretty good. I can't remember, did I buy it from AutoZone or did I buy it off the internet? I think I bought it from AutoZone. But anyway, this is Dre. Y'all have a good day. Bye.